Hello everyone. It is December 17, 2025, and today is a beautiful Wednesday. I'm your host, Sen-Nam, and welcome to our radio show. Today, I am super excited to introduce a trending article, straight from the archive. You know, always love digging up these hidden gems, and this one is really fascinating. So, let me introduce the title of the paper first. The title is Behavior and Generalizable Defense Against Black Box, the Adversarial Attacks for ML-Based IDS. The Kurways. Apps. Arg Solarg Mabobs, 25.13,000. 500 concept known. It is long. Okay, so let's dive into what this paper is actually about. You know how we use the internet every day, right? Well, behind the scenes, there are these systems called intrusion detection systems, or IDs for short. They are like the security guards of the internet network. Recently, these guards have started using machine learning, which makes them super smart. But here is the problem. Bad guys, or attackers, have found a way to trick these smart guards. They use something called black box adversarial attacks. Let me explain what that means. Imagine a burglar trying to break into a house that cannot see inside. They don't know the alarm code or the layout. So, what do? They poke around from the outside. They might check if the window is unlocked, or see how long it takes for the lights to turn on. In the digital world, attackers send specific data to the system. But watch how the system reacts. They look at things like response time, or how much computer power is used. By doing this silently, they figure out the weak spots without setting off the alarm. That is a silent probing attack. Scary, isn't it? So, this paper proposes a new hero to solve this problem. It's called adaptive feature poisoning, or CAF. I know. Poisoning sounds bad, but in this case, it is actually a good thing. AF is a defense mechanism that sits quietly in the background. When it notices that someone is probing the system, it acts like a mirage. It adds tiny, calculated changes to the traffic features. Basically, it messes up the information the attacker gets back. For example, if the attacker thinks they found a pattern, CAF changes the data just enough so the pattern is fake. The attacker gets confused because the feedback they're getting is unreliable. It is like giving the burglar a fake map of the house. They think they know where they are going, but they end up in a closet. And the best part? This F system is lightweight. It doesn't slow down the network for regular users like us. It only activates when it detects suspicious behavior. Now, let's compare this to other technologies. Usually, defenses are really heavy, or try to block everything, or they need to be retrained constantly, which takes a lot of time and computer power. Some defenses try to transform all the input data, but that can make the system less accurate for normal traffic. CAF, it changes its strategy based on what the attacker is doing. It is like a martial artist who uses the opponent's movements against them. It is much smarter and more efficient than just building a thicker wall. You might be wondering, how does this apply to our everyday life? Well, we all rely on secure networks, whether you are playing online games, streaming videos, or just chatting with friends. Want your connection to be safe and fast. If security systems are too heavy, your game might lag. If they are too weak, your data might get stolen. This technology ensures that our network stays safe from smart hackers without making our internet slow. It is protecting the infrastructure that our digital lives are built on. Speaking of protection, this paper talks a lot about securing data. It reminds me of how important cryptography is in general. Since we are on the topic of security, I want to give you 3 specific examples of how cryptography protects us every single day. It is not just for spies. But no. First, let's talk about secure communications. Have you ever noticed the little lock icon next to the crowbar in your browser? That is Solita's communication. It is super important for internet banking, online shopping. When you enter your credit card number, cryptography scrambles that information. So, even if a hacker intercepts it, it just looks like a mess of random letters and numbers. Without this, you couldn't buy anything online safely. Second, there is data encryption. This is technology to protect the contents of files and databases. Imagine you have a diary on your computer. You don't want anyone else reading it, right? Encryption locks that file with a digital key. Companies use this to protect your personal information, like your passwords and address, stored in their databases, if a hacker steals the database. But the data is encrypted. They cannot read it. It is like stealing a safe, but not having the combination to open it. Third, we have digital signatures and blockchain technology. Digital signatures are like a wax seal on a letter, but digital. They prove that a document really came from what says it did, and that it hasn't been tampered with. This is the fundamental technology for things like virtual currencies and contract management. Blockchain uses this to keep a permanent record that no one can change. That's why people trust to Adversarial, because the math proves that the transactions are real. So, bringing it back to the paper. Just like cryptography protects our data, this adaptive feature poisoning protects the system itself. It stops attackers from learning how to break the encryption or bypass the security guards. The paper shows that app is really good at stopping different kinds of attacks. Whether the attacker is trying to transfer knowledge from another model or trying to find the exact boundary of a defense, CAF confuses them. And it does all this while keeping the accuracy for benign, for safe, traffic really high. That means fewer false alarms and a smoother experience for us. I think it is really cool how researchers are coming up with these clever ways to outsmart hackers. Instead of just fighting force with force, they are using psychology and deception. It is a constant game of cat and mouse. But with innovations like this, the good guys are staying one step ahead. It makes me feel a little safer. Yeah, and that smart systems like AFP might be guarding my internet connection in the future. Well, that is all for today's deep dive into this trending article. I hope you found it as interesting as I did. Technology is moving so fast, and it is awesome to see how it is evolving to keep us safe. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Sano, wishing you a safe and happy Wednesday. See you next time.